of the people, they are even a single child, girl child. No, we don't want to go for next issue. That's they are decided. And even this existing environment, particularly girl child, see, they are bearing a lot of stress and tension with regard to this girl children from 5th class onwards. The other day, our madam suggested one case. I think, what is her name? She has observed a very peculiar situation in the lowest class. So such type of problems are there, daily gradually increasing. That's what, so we are really fortunate to have just a renowned trainer, a world-renowned trainer, Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan sir is with us. We all just, with two-folded hands, we should give him a very good salute and big clap also. Why? Because he is rendering free service to us. But but we are supposed to utilize this type of service, and we should equip ourselves. We need so many psychologists, so many psychologists. I hope, and this is the last session of this family counseling program. And after just submitting all these records, two to each for each session from 9th session onwards, then we'll go for a grand validity session, and we'll also plan what next to be just carried out in consultation with our Professor Ganeshan sir. So with this, a small introduction, though it is a small, not a small one, I gave a big introduction also today. So now I am handovering the mic to our repertoire, Ramadevi.
Thank you, sir. So now let me introduce the chairperson for today's session, Professor Stanley Jaykumar. Jaykumar sir, he is a rare breed of sociologist. So currently he is the head chairman, BOS Department of Sociology, SP University, academic member, director, Ghanaian Studies, convener, community development for more than 7 years. He has also served as a media liaison. So we are very happy to and glad to have you here, sir. So I request you to give a short message to the group.
Respected WCOP family members, thank you, Govind Reddy sir, for giving me one more opportunity to join all the family members of WCOP. Family is the foundation of all social institutions. If the foundation is weak, it will be like a steeple ready to collapse at any time, or it will be like a steeple erected on loose soil. So I have attended. I would like to recollect some of the lectures from JNU when I have attended a refresher course. JNU people 6 months for every 1 year, 6 months they will be in field work. That work was on family, and they have questioned all of us regarding the definition of family. We said it's a legalized bond between permissible mates, and the main function, essential functions of family is childbearing, child rearing, and also reproduction. Then they have questioned me. Nowadays, people they are going for marriages among there are marriages among males, marriages among females. Then now tell us the definition for family. If two males, if they marry, what is the definition of family? If two females, if they marry, what is the definition of family? And what about essential and non-essential functions of family? This was a question posed by the so-called stalwarts in sociology. Not only that, there was a heated debate on joint family and nuclear family. Professor T.K. Woman, one of the renowned sociologists, he has delivered a lecture, and before starting the lecture, he told us, if you are in favor of nuclear family, you jot down all the questions against joint family. If you are for joint family, jot down questions against nuclear family. At the end, I'll give you half an hour time, you bang me left and right, he said. So all the people, we started preparing questions on joint family, nuclear family, and all. And after 1 hour, at the end of his lecture, he said, "Now I'm going to conclude. Listen carefully. It is neither joint family nor nuclear family, which is the appropriate family for present day Indian context. It is jointness among nuclear families. So nuclear families will be there, and there should be some jointness among nuclear families. That is the most suitable family for present Indian context. And especially if we take family into consideration, long back I have printed a paper in Mahila University, 5 weeks program, strengthening families at risk, 5 weeks program, education for 5 weeks. First year stands for education for children, employment for youth, emancipation of women, entertainment for elderly, and evangelization for all. If children are there in our family, we should concentrate more on children. And if youth are there, we should concentrate on their employment. If at all women are there, we should concentrate on their emancipation. Elderly people are there, we should think about their recreation. And finally, evangelization. Evangelization is nothing but some exposure to religious scriptures for old people. Not only for old, for all. That was the paper I have printed. And if you take the problem of single child, definitely because of so if I take my dad's family, they were 9. If I take my mom's family, they were 8. When the turn came up to us, it was 5, and today now I am having 2 children. And especially the eldest daughter, she is having speech delay. Thereby, my son is almost a single child like. And
Request Ganeshan sir to take over the session.
Professor Govinda Reddy, Professor Stanley Jayakumar, Dr. Chinni Simon, Dr. Morgan, and Dr. Lakshmana Rao, Dr. Gaud, Rasa Gaud, and dear participants, and Rama Devi. Now, the topic is single child. Is it wrong to have a single child? That is the basic question. I was interviewed long back in 1984 when I got the Young Scientist Award in the Indian Science Congress by Doordarshan, Chennai. So I was telling about certain researches done by the Indian psychologists. One is the order of birth and IQ. A researcher here in India and abroad, they have found the order of birth, the first child is more intelligent than the later borns. So the compare started asking, what about Gandhiji, who was the 13th child, and Sri Krishna, who was the 8th child? So if that is the case, we should go on having birth up to 13 or 16 or 20. Okay? Or we have to keep waiting for the 8th child to get the Krishna. It is not like that. Okay? There is nothing wrong in having a single child, but there is nothing wrong in having 20, 30 children also if you are a Shahinshah. If you have wealth, you can go on having number of wives, number of children. It depends upon your resource. Okay? A postman cannot afford to have 3 children or 5 children. Even in China, now they are telling, they said only 1 child. Now they say have 2 children. And in Germany, when I was there in 1984, there were big posters which says, have a child, we will give you some incentive, financial incentive. In France, even if you have 16 children, all of them will get allowance. So what is happening? They want their natives to develop. Okay, in Africa, there will be several wives and several children, etc. Okay, the question is resources. Okay, in animals, if you see, or even in farmer families, farming, cultivation, they have number of children because there will be number of casualties. Okay, even if you take fishes and scorpions and crabs. They will have hundreds of offsprings because half of them will be wiped out, or 90% will be wiped out. And in humans also, cholera was there. So people thought we should have more number. But now with the advancement of health facilities, what is required is limit the size, look at the resources, and focus on the development of a one child or two child or three child. The quality is important than quantity. We are at this juncture. Okay. So what is required is a single child is not a curse. But if you mistreat the single child, that is the whole problem. That is where family counseling comes, as it was mentioned by our sociology professor, Jayakumar. He said the quality of life of the parents affect the child, whether it is 1, 2, or 3. And we have to spare time. What is quality time is, you must not hurt the child, insult the child. Okay, do not criticize the child. That is where family counseling comes in. You only appreciate the child. If you start appreciating, the quality of the child grows, which common man will not know. They may be qualified as medical experts, chartered accountants, or lawyers, but they do not know the mechanics, behavioral mechanics. So you have to tell them first, don't criticize. Second, start appreciating. Give them more freedom. S.P. Balasubramaniam, the mechanical engineer, has sung 40,000 songs because his parents said, go ahead. Okay, his father was a Upanyasam specialist, going to temple to sing the songs of Krishna and Rama, and then he made his living out of it. So when this man came to music, forgetting mechanical engineering, they said, okay, perfectly, go ahead. So the liberal attitude of the parent and encouraging, even if they have 10 children, if they encourage, they will come up. Okay. And if Gandhiji is unique or Sri Krishna is unique, we should not take them as examples. That's what I told in the TV interview. Don't take extremities as examples. Don't encourage people to have 16 children so that you will get the 13th as a Sri Krishna. Okay. Or 13th as Gandhiji, like that. So one of the things is the environment, the financial aspect. Apart from all those things, can you spend quality time with the children? What is quality time? Don't threaten them, don't hurt them, don't insult them. And this we have to say because this is almost common sense, but some people forget because when they get angry, get frustrated, and they bang the children or the wife or the husband, because family is supposed to be the shock absorber, according to sociology and psychology. So whatever shock you get, you release it at home. You can't release it in the office because there are regulations. So family counseling is required for all people, whether illiterates to primary school goers or to even PhDs, even doctors, engineers. So they come and they come at a breakdown stage, but it is better to give preventive aspects. Premarital counseling, you tell them how to get a child and how to rear the child. After getting married, again you give it to teachers because the teachers also have an impact on the children. Okay, the principals, okay, of college or faculty, academic staff college. I used to go throughout the country. So I used to tell the teachers, they tell about their own family, their children. So the simple common sense factor is don't hurt your child, whether it is 1, 2, or 3, or 4. Treat them on par with you because they are part of you. Okay. But they forget this fellow is only my dependent. This girl or son is a dependent. I can do anything. They behave like Hitler. Okay. That's right. So some of them say you go and die. Okay. Sometimes they go to commit suicide because parent is a significant other. So they should not say such words like that. So you have to discipline the parents. and then bring up the children. So that is it. In case they don't have a child, adopt a child. Okay. That is also we can suggest. With these few words, I would like to look for any comments or observations or cases or behavioral problems of children or parents. I would always recommend for any family, like having a family doctor, you have a family psychologist, because they will know the history of the family, the behavioral aspect of the grandpa, grandma, dad and mom and the child, etc. So you should have a family psychologist. And I have been doing that role for many years. Some of my clients are families are 30, 35 years old families. They come and get counseling and then they are very happy. The old concept of family doctor, we have to revive as family psychologist. And if you do a good job, they bring the other members of the family also, like that.
Yeah, the coming order of the day is the what you said, family psychologist. Earlier, we need one family doctor, and similarly for the present system, existing
Yes.
system, family psychologist is just is,
Required.
yeah, almost probably we need one psychologist. Psychologist sense he must be a trained psychologist, not other psychologist. Again, he will spoil the family. We go for such a psychologist. So that's what I am always worried about the so-called degree holders, psychology degree. They are having degrees. They are just establishing counseling centers without knowing any skills. So whatever they comes to their mind, they are telling to the parents. And in turn, they just again, several complaints are coming to me because I am the teacher of that so many distance education psychologists. Yeah, your student told like this, your student told like this, for just he or she, they have given counseling, whatever the matter comes to their mind or mouth. And they have taken money, sir. What to do? I am helpless. So like that, that's what, at least, anyway, now that we have given school counseling for more than 30 candidates, and similarly same number in this family counseling also, coming days also, we will concentrate on very good topic. So gradually, initial stage, any type of work, whether it is counseling or whether it is, when I was in a village, so we started one organization, one small organization, and everybody criticized me. And later, after doing so many activities at village level, then everybody who criticized and they came in front of just forward, and they helped a lot. Even now, we helped so many. We have just doing several welfare activities at village. Though I left the village just 40 years or 50 years back. Similarly, for counselors just who are undergoing training, definitely in the initial stage, problems will be like that. Problems will be many, but gradually when you go on, just we are not supposed to become dull-headed or some other thing. We need not feel any unhappy situation when we are conducting any of the programs. We should go on doing. But one day, everybody will realize and they will come forward, and they just at this juncture, I would like to pass on. And now here, majority of the trainees, they attended school psychology, and they are attending family psychology. And tomorrow we are going to conduct one very important topic on youth problems. So these three areas, just who have completed, just we will give you certificates, but immediate, but whomsoever it might be, just in the name of WCOP, we will just with your willingness, either in the morning or in the evening, you can just establish a counseling center in your area in the name of WCOP. You just start counseling and in that counseling center. So that means like that we are going to do.
Sure, it's a very good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I would like to suggest not only psychologists, sociologists, social workers, general practitioners, they should also interact and learn from each other
yeah,
how to help a family, because they are all in the helping profession, so that they can establish practice which is very good for the community where they live. Okay. And the principles of behavior modification are so simple, we can give solutions to all complex problems. And it is measurable. Before, after, we can show very good result. Okay. Like any medicine is producing or surgery is producing. So behavior technology holds a major key to that of change, desirable change, like that. That's what I would recommend. I would suggest to our Professor Stanley Jayakumar
Yes, sir.
also to involve his students in such programs, which is interdisciplinary in nature. Ultimately, it boils down to simple science and common sense. That's what I would say. Sometimes
Okay.
we forget details. We go into so much of details, we forget the common sense. And behavior technology gives that kind of thing. The solutions are simple. The problems may be complex, but the solutions are very simple, like that. That's what I would recommend. And in future programs, you can ask your ward to join, including doctors, nurses. They are all dealing with human beings, managers. Okay, they can also join because it's an interdisciplinary area, like that.
and we can
And
also
Right.
involve Rotarians also, sir. Rotary clubs.
yeah, they are the change makers. Change
Because
makers.
there so
They
many
can
elite group are there. Elite group, any Lions Club or Rotary Club, they are all just highly educated, highly professionalists.
Yeah,
So we can
sure.
also make use of their services, and we can also, with their willingness, if they request us, just we can
Yes.
have one just WCOP counseling
Yeah.
center
Yes.
in the Lions Club area also, or Rotary Club area also.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because everything they can just their income money resources they will just bear when we are doing sincere job. Automatically
Yes.
they will come forward.
Okay. Now, I would like to share one information
Please, sir.
where behavior modification helps to a great extent. The Commissioner of Police from Coimbatore city, where there was a bomb blast, okay, and by some terrorist. The National Investigating Agency has taken over the case and they started analyzing. And they situated some 100 chaps who are sleeper cells. But legally nothing can be done. Legally nothing can be done. They cannot be brought to the court or put in the prison. So the challenge is what you can do. You can't give them tablets or injections like psychiatrists. But can you change the mind, diffuse the time bomb which is ticking in the brain, which is due to brainwashing? It is known as a de-radicalization. De-radicalization is the technique. So I was invited and I have suggested something, a 1 week program for these youth who are highly vulnerable to become violent in future. And that will be financed by the Rotary. It's a 5-day program. And the training will be given by police sub-inspectors. The sub-inspectors will be trained by us and they will teach them certain things which will reduce their aggression, violence, violent thought, etc. And it is going to start now. And it's a credit to Rotary, and they don't mind investing resources because what is known as the Rotary Youth Development Award, RILA, Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. It is a general thing which is going on, but we give it in college students. This is a special group, vulnerable group, and that is the understanding of a commissioner with the value of the practical value of the subject. Okay. So we have planned like that. So they are extreme cases, not normal people, they are extreme, brainwashed people. But still they can be modified. They can be neutralized. They are ticking bombs, human bombs, like that, sleeper cells, like that. So it is possible. If brain can be washed, they can be rewashed also. There are techniques. A book by Hunter, Brainwashing, it gives the method by which you can brainwash. If you give the antidote, again it will become all right. That is it. So it is an interdisciplinary area. I am happy that sociologists are called in. We can call in doctors, but they should also spare time apart from the practice. They should spend time to learn about what is happening in other fields, sister fields, so that they can practice. And many of the MDs understand the disease originates in the mind and manifests in the body. It is psychosomatics. And the future is for behavioral medicine, not prescribing tonics and injections and surgeries, but suggesting behavioral change, behavioral prescription. What is the do's and don'ts? After giving, you have to monitor whether it is happening or not. Okay. And it will be more exciting when people work in this field, okay, than anything else. Because when you can change the human behavior, the thought process, the feeling aspect, it will be very good. And some of these things are taken from religion, from cultures, cultural anthropology. Okay. It's a very broad interdisciplinary field. Okay. Animal training, from animal training to cultural anthropology to religion, from everywhere you can take. Okay. And that is the flexibility and creative aspect of behavior technology. I would look for any comments or observations. Participants, please participate.
Your suggestions just now you have given is quite lovable, sir. Just quite helpful also.
Yeah, you can,
just involving related
advocates,
people.
Advocates also can be involved. Anybody who deals with humans, human behavior, they can walk in and then they can share, they can contribute, and they can refine their approaches like that. Yes, please, participants.
Good evening, sir. I'm Hemlata.
Yes, yes,
Exactly what the point you have said is true, sir. Even in the prisons, they give some spaces for doing prayers, like Christians, for Muslims for doing namaz, and for Hindus doing puja and all. And at the weekends or some incidents when people are they are invited to give speeches for changing the mindset of the prisoners also, sir.
Yes.
Right. This is a very valid point. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, because why prisons, their mind, they are totally upset. So if we touch, I personally visited Chittor prison many times rather than the Tirupati prison. There, through Legal Services Authority, District Legal Service Authority, as counselor, as psychologist, I visited many sessions. I was permitted, myself and other social worker is being permitted to that prison. And for them, actually many people accidentally, unconsciously, deliberately, no, majority of the people, they have not done anything. But by their whatever it might be, unconsciously, or the circumstances involved them to commit this blunder. Unforeseen situations made they become victims of that criminal cases. If you touch them, if you just touch upon talking about their mothers, their wives, their children, they start crying like anything. After all, they are also human beings. So their mindset, and when we go, just when we visit, at least a minimum for each person, one whatever it might be, whatever the item, you can give it to them. just a sweet or some kind of anything edible one, they feel more happy. And whatever we say, and the counseling in that area, prisons particularly, it helps, it changes the behaviors like anything. And there are people with their counseling, once they come out, they are becoming very good people. Their total life is being changed into positive one. Because they are in a closed area, nothing to do, what to do or not to do. And so whatever a good word, a very empathetic word, we give to them, they will listen. Particularly if we touch the mother, automatically they used to cry. Touch upon children, automatically they cry. Because they need a psychologist or sociologist or a home servant. They just go and just console a few words to them, So there are this now counseling area has become an ocean. But only thing is, once we come forward and just without mincing any kind of just in returns, money is not the criteria. Almost all people are they're all learning. No doubt about it. Not necessary. Well-settled people. So those days, people are very bad situation. But now all people, even nowadays, way back in the year when I came to Tirupati, 75, 77, 80s, only one car I saw in Tirupati, that too one MLC. But today, in my street, for each house, two cars are there. See the development. Even a class 4 fellow is afford to pay buying a car. Money is not a problem. Only thing is we should have a broader positiveness, a broader service outlook to go to the field to help the people. That is the just sitting when they involve in programs like this. I have done this, that. They have not done anything for that, for your information. Not necessary. Go to the field. You need not tell others. Even I used to suggest to my own superannuated people, 1 or 2 people, just going to a simple school, just an elementary school, just give them 1 or 2 chocolates to them, and you say 2 or 3 good words to them, they will automatically grasp. All the time they will be calculating, this DA has not come, that DA has not come. It will come, but the service, once we are giving selfless service, that helps. That is a really a kind of what can I say, a blessing to that family. Okay, right. So I think that's what after my retirement only, I'm doing a lot of service to the public. I am doing a lot of service. And one madam is there with me now in our program also. She is from Central Social Welfare Board. Vidyarani madam is there. Myself, just on November 29th, along with the district local service secretary, she is a judge. Along with her, we went to madam, this Central Social Welfare Board. Madam is also with us now here. We just went to a school, that is Kasturba School, and there 2,000 students are there. We conducted one awareness program that those days here the Disha Chattam is about to come, and there was a problem in Hyderabad area. Subsequently, the Disha Chattam promulgated by our the present CM. Since then, I have been attended to within 2 months, say 55 programs I attend. One day, on the morning to evening, 4 programs, just going beyond 100 kilometers on my own money. Coming back, and I started writing down one song on the children. See, anything, You just start writing anything, start singing, or start doing anything, just automatically, because God has given our parents through genetics, all potentialities are there for any human being. But only thing is, we are hesitant to utilize those potentialities. Today, I am telling you, revealing you, I have written 250 songs on spirituality, but I have not revealed so far. And today, I have written 5 songs today, just from morning to 10 o'clock. And I have written just this Janpada Gayas. Per day, one song I have been writing. 75 songs I have written. God has given up so much of potentialities for human beings. As Sir said, for all people, intelligence level is same. Whether a single child or 15 children in the home, intelligence level is same. As Sir said, eighth fellow happened to be a great fellow. No, that is not correct. What Sir said is correct. Gandhiji happened to be 8th man, or Krishna happened to be 8th person. That is not correct. Intelligence level is correct. Okay, sir. This is my I wanted to share.
Please, please.
See, whatever we do, we have to share when we are with the people. Otherwise,
Yeah.
if I reveal now, it becomes an inspiration. People who receive positively. If they
Yes.
don't receive positively, that is their karma. That's what I feel.
Right. Yes, Dr. Lakshman Rao.
Yes, sir is there.
Yes, sir, I am coming. Say
Yeah,
that.
please, sir. You just react.
About single child, as I am talking about 2 cases in my own family. See, because one is not very educated, the distant relatives. That couple did not have a child, so they adopted a girl child. Another couple who are my almost very close relatives, well, they also did not have a child, but after a long time, they had one girl born. So these 2 cases, both are girls. One is biologically born and is being brought up by engineer parents. Another is the girl who has been brought up by as an adoptive child by the parents who are not very well to do. But these 2 children are in a different circumstances. We all thought that since the girl, which was biological girl, which was born, who was born very late, will be pampered. The other girl also, because they did not have a child for a long time, they had adopted. But successfully, both the children were treated very well in both the families separately, and they are being brought up. The girls, one girl has become a doctor, actually super specialist, and she is now in the US. The other girl has taken to a family, and the family she brought up, and her 2 children are engineers. So though they were pampered and all that, they were still brought up with some discipline, and they both have been very successful. So adoptive children or biological children, they are single. They brought up is the most important thing, how they are being groomed. So I agree with Sir that such thing can happen. Another thing is about counseling, family counseling. My mother was the best counselor during when she was alive. See, all our families used to come and ask whenever they want to have a problem, say like marriages or starting a new business or farming for say a new season. My mother used to guide them. They all used to come and wait for her to say advice. She was only, I think she did not even go to school, but the counseling was so perfect. And we are all brought up like that with my mother's guidance only. And today I enjoy how she has brought up. So it is all depends on how you bring up your child, even if they are single and then born after so many years. But brought up is the key. To see, and we are all successful people. This is a success story of a single child being adopted.
Yeah, Lakshmana sir,
Yeah.
you said your mother, though she has not studied, she is a very good counselor.
Yes.
What made her to become a good counselor? Because her own richest experiences made her to become a very good counselor. That's what I also used to suggest. The qualification for a counselor, just unmarried people and so-called young people, and they're below 20 years people, particularly they just now entered into the family life.
Marriage
Because,
counseling, the family disputes, and the new projects or new farming, all these things are to be advised by my mother. I was really feeling how she was able to grasp and guide them. And they all used to wait for her advice.
Yeah, because he has experienced a lot. Today, our Ganeshan sir, he studied and he just put it into practice. That's why any question, any clarification, any problem to be solved without hesitation, just like a river, he is giving stepwise solutions for it. So richest experience. Just the day he entered into the just university, since then he started counseling and just clinic at his home. So the more or less 50 years, more than 50 years of richest experience made him today. And
We're all lucky to have his counseling.
Yeah. So he has not acquired not
his
single day.
counsel, backed by his vast experience.
Yeah. But not that I am criticizing whether a bachelor, unmarried girl or unmarried boy, but once they undergo these type of techniques, he will also become a good counselor. Marriage, I'm not telling, marriage is a license. No, but one should undergo this type of techniques, cases, different types of cases, different types of solutions. Then he can enrich his mind with lots of solutions. Then only he can discharge as a counselor effectively, but not everything.
Sir, you remember that I was talking about a boy who was not taking care of the parents' father's business. I'm happy to say that the boy has taken a lot of interest, and it's very difficult for him to for me to call him and meet me because he was so busy. So I was so happy. And one of these days I will talk to his father. And the change has come. Thank you very much, sir. You said you are the best counselor for him. You should do that. And he listened.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you just guided.
I really did not think at that time I could do that. And the boy is now on the way to taking responsibility of fathers. The other day he was telling he was going somewhere to see that his company makes some sort of contacts for manufacturing a big machine. So I said, you are now, are you busy? Yes, sir, I am busy. I am not finding time to meet you. So I hope he will shape up into a who will finally, the father is not relaxing. That is what he told me. So all this happened within a month. Well, the first counseling that I was discussing with you.
Congratulate you, sir.
I'm very happy that the boy is taking an interest in it. I thought it's not the case, but it's not so.
Yeah, our all participants are also become. They have acquired very good richest experience, sir. In the school counseling also, they whatever the skills they have acquired, they have started implementing in their respective institutions and got feedback also. But similarly, now even family counseling also.
I am benefited because of Ganeshan sir and you. Ganeshan sir also told me about this, and you also told me. So I'm thankful to both of you, sir. The boy is taking of the family and the family business.
No, sir, you are just from Bharatadesham to America. You traveled and you met so many people. You acquired knowledge. and you have applied so many techniques, and you have the same thing you have just implemented, applied in the cases which you have mentioned. And now that you are entering psychology course.
Now I think it is out of interest I did that, and I think I am learning a lot.
Sure.
Let us give opportunity for our young people participants.
Yes, I want to hear more from them.
Yeah. Durga Bhavani.
Yes, I'm ready with the question. I was waiting.
Please.
So I have seen a case where there is this, he's a single child and both the parents are working. Like the child is very adamant actually, and both the parents are like pampering the child. He's a very pampered boy, and like he has become adamant child. Like now the parents were helpless how to control the child. Like they're facing difficulty to send him to the school also. Like
What is the age of the child?
14 to 15 years, and he has become an adamant child now, and like sometimes we feel that he's arrogant also.
You
But
mean
they were,
Durga Bhavani? 15 to 14 to 15 means is a dropout?
14. No, sir. 14, he's doing his 10th grade now. 15, I'm not sure of the age, but he may fall into that.
10 to 15.
15, huh?
Okay. Add 5 to the class. It becomes, that is the
Acha.
age.
Yeah.
Now the child must become adamant because the parents have encouraged adamance. Okay, any if it is rewarded, okay, then it grows. That is what we call as a shaping. The parents to oblige, whether it is a boy or a girl. If they are obliging, then the other person becomes. So this is the aspect. I will recommend one simple game. Okay? Simple game, which is psycho-neurological. The child should learn to obey. The child should be made to obey. If it obeys, so somebody has switch off the video. Somebody has to mute the audio. Otherwise, there is.
Sir, Ganesh sir, you please unmute. Okay now.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Now, Durga Bhavani, you unmute. You also unmute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this game is very simple. Whether the husband is adamant, wife is adamant, child is adamant, boy or girl. So they will listen to you because you are a specialist. So this game starts like this. Whatever a person says, the other person has to disobey. Okay, what is it? The person says, I mean, they are sitting 3 or 4, whatever, the family. So the person turns to the right and say, smile. But that person can do anything other than smiling. Disobedience means they can choose to do anything else. Okay, they can close their eyes, or they can clap, or they can stand. But don't do what the other person says. Disobey. Then that person says something to the other person, and that person says something. So it is a circle, it goes on. Then it goes in anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise. The whole thing becomes fun when they disobey. That is when disobedience is forgiven and taken easily by the parents also. Otherwise, the parents will become angry. Oh, you are not following, like that. So disobedience is accepted as a play, including the person who is disobedient. Next, this is done for half an hour. It rotates like this and rotates like this. Then after half an hour, obedience, whatever is said, you have to do it. Clap, clap, wink, wink, stand, sit, turn your head to the left or the right, they have to do. Not only that, they have to say, put a question. First in the disobedience, they say, which is the capital of India? They can say Hyderabad or Chennai or Washington. You say anything. Don't say the correct thing. Disobey. Next, okay, in the obedience when it comes, you have to say India capital is Delhi, capital of US is Washington, like that. So the brain learns to disobey and to obey. Otherwise, it is specializing in disobedience. That is adamance. Okay. So there is a psychophysiological block of the mind. The mind says, don't do it. Do the opposite. Resist, fight, shout. So they are too serious. Now they become playful. Things become all right. It can be done between husband and wife or parents and children, including siblings. You make them to sit in a circle and ask them to do it. Then they will feel it is foolish to disobey. It is good to obey. Okay, that's it. Okay. But if you give the advice, don't disobey your parents, Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam, and all that. It will go in this ear and go out in this ear. It won't get recorded in the brain. But this activity, this behavioral prescription, with the supervision of the therapist, they will do it. Okay. And don't allow them to go and do it at home. Ask them to do it in your presence. You spend another session, 2-3 sessions. Then you can also join this chain, and you can say do something and do it and not do it. And also it is a creative exercise. If you suppose we ask which is the capital of a particular state, okay, then they have to think so wildly, okay, to give the wrong answer also, it stimulates the right brain, okay. Giving the right answer is in the left brain, giving a wrong answer is in the right brain, and it is funny. People start laughing, they start giggling, okay. Then the whole mood is also changing. They are not serious, they are not angry, they are not adamant. And you a question, sir, will it bring a permanent change? It will bring a permanent change. It is almost like a brain surgery. It is like a software programming, cognitive programming. Then the brain starts behaving in a different way. It is not required for a long time. 1 or 2 days you do, that's all. Okay, that's what is my opinion.
Sir, I have one more, like from the same parent, like the child talks to the parent in a single note, like daddy, you give me that. Like in English, there is no, like we don't give obedience when we are talking, but in Telugu or Tamil, Ivandi, we use the word andi and all, no? The child doesn't use, and both the parents doesn't have any objection for that, but any outsider comes, the outsider will keep suggesting the child that you have to give respect while you are talking, Nanagaru, Ammagaru, like that. Is that good or bad, sir? I'm in a confusion.
The children should be taught to give respect to elders. Okay, if it is not done, they become a misfit in the society. It becomes a sociological illness. They cannot fit into the society. They will go, you see, in states like US, they will call professor by name. They will simply say, hey Ganesh, what is it? But in this culture, it is not like that. In African culture, it is different. Chinese culture, it is different. The child is living here, not in New York. So the child should be asked to respect. Then one thing is, you call them with respectful terms. Okay, in the local language. நீங்க என்ன பண்றீங்க in Tamil, okay? In Telugu, same way. You talk in respect. The brain of the child will copy it. But you want them to talk with respect. But you speak in respect to the child, it will speak back. It's very simple, like that. If you call the child, you bloody fellow, the child will say, you are a bloody fellow, not me. You are a fool. You know, I'm not a fool. You are a fool, big fool. Okay. If you call the child as a donkey, oh, donkey's mother is a donkey. Donkey's father is a donkey. So you give respect and take respect. So always call. Why to give respect to the child? The child is the representation of God. That is a philosophical aspect. The spirit there is from Parabrahman. The spirit of the mother and the father and the child are from the same source, which is Parabrahman. They are all creation of God, whatever be the religion. So respect that person. It may be your child. It may be dependent. You are feeding, you are giving dress, everything. But if you respect, respect will come back. Okay.
Sir, actually,
yes, please.
Ganesha sir, actually it is not the problem of the child here, what I observed. It
Yeah,
is the
that's
problem of the parents. You know, if the child speaks like that, they just encourage like anything. They laugh both the parents laugh each other and they used to just they used to praise like anything.
Yeah, wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, because the parents only are the, you know, in villages, you know.
They are shaping, yes.
Yeah, in villages, this father happened to be a smoker. You know what they do? They just give that BD or cigarette just to the child. Just go to that, what is there? Either to the light or some, just even to that oven. So ask them to just, they will light. And they will also, when they light, they used to smoke 3 or 4 times. They used to enjoy. And these people also give clap. You know, when they give clap, they thought that it is a reinforcing one. And it is there something, very novelty is there, creativity is there. When I too have learned a good technique today, I can also, my father is doing, I can also.
Yeah.
And similarly, this drinking pattern also.
Yes,
because
yes.
in the presence of children, everything they do.
Yes, yes.
We are not supposed to blame the child, blame the parents only.
Yes, yes.
So that's what I think Rayalaseema, the language is a little bit tough, rough. Whereas we come to your area, Vijayawada, East Godavari, West Godavari, the language is so smooth. And it all depends on the society and culture. Society and culture. It is not the child is a foolish or child is a waste fellow. It is the parent, as Sir said, the beginning itself. But he has told that don't hurt the child. But in such a manner, we should tell, if you talk like this, people may think bad. If you talk like this, people may appreciate you. Like that, in a just very impressive way, both, I think, father or the mother should have a lot of patience.
Yes, it is a training. The parents have to train and appreciate the desirable behavior, and they should not punish the undesirable behavior. Okay, only reward.
Nowadays, you know, another thing, they are leaving to the air the children. Now they are for each house, or even a small or big, they are just getting down one, what is that, one cat or dog. They are going, sparing much of their time towards that dog or what is that, cat, because it is a, what is that, status symbol. Alsatian dog means it is a status symbol for them. They have simply just discarded the children. Father in the morning, he just wears so good, so much of very good dress, and they just take the dog to outside, and one stick also. That is the Indian culture. To whom we have to blame, sir? Because you know, parents, they are giving this artificial status instead of just reality at their homes. So whatever the blame goes to the parents only.
They are just
we get
pampering the
grandparents
pets, sir. Pampering the pets and leaving the children.
Yeah. Pampering the animals is a status symbol. Pampering the or just rearing the children, they are not bothered.
Actually, it comes from grandparents to parents, parents to
Exactly.
children. Somewhere you have to intervene, like a plastic surgeon. Okay. So the role of psychology is to interfere and change the father and also the child.
Yes.
Okay. And if possible, the grandparents also you can modify.
Yes.
It's better late than never.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, just Shahina is there. Baba Vajrala is there.
Yeah, Mercy is there.
Ketsi Salman is there.
Mercy wants to ask something.
No, sir. No, sir. I'm just listening to whatever you're saying.
Okay, your video I could see.
Today our repertoire is so silent. Ramadevi.
Nothing like that, sir. I was just hearing to all the experiences you have been sharing.
Sir,
Actually, I have.
do you have case to just tell it to people? Ramadevi?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead, go ahead. And then I will tell.
Sir, it's actually a case like, a family has a psychiatric history as well. So for the couple, the wife is a single child and with a single parent. So she lost her father when she was like 7 months old, and she never knew her father's face. So rearing up has become a little difficult for the mother. So she has to take help assistance of his sister and brothers and all. So there was not much intimacy between the mother and the child, though they have that love and affection, but in the childhood she was not given the care she has required, because she was being in her pedamas, like mother's sister's house and brother's house, and all the childhood was there. So later she got married to his maternal uncle. I mean, not a very close relative, but another grandmother's son. So this husband has GAD and OCD, and he is very stressful because he doesn't like his job. He's in IT. He doesn't like his IT job. His financial plannings are very wrecked because all whatever he tries to do it, everything comes opposite. And so he is not able to focus on his career as well. And they have two children. So one elder son is okay. The second son has some psychiatric issue. He was diagnosed with um, borderline autism. So he appears normal, but he is always like either dull or active. So the life has become very knife edge for them, because either he is happy or either he is dull or sometimes is depressed, and because they never know when the child will be normal, and this is making them, both the couple, very tiring and restless, and they're not getting enough time to share their emotions and all. And the father, because of this, all his GAD, OCD and stress problems, he doesn't feel connected to the family and the members, though he takes care and everything he does it. So what can we do in this case, sir?
Please tell me about the OCD. What is the problem? What is the behavioral problem in OCD?
He never expresses, sir. He says that I will talk to only the psychologist, but he never expresses to anyone.
No, is there any behavioral problem? I'm asking.
No, sir. He doesn't appear, because it is like episodic. Sometimes he says that if I drive, I feel some accident may happen. So when he feels that including thoughts, he keeps himself silent for all the time, only the thoughts. He keeps him silent for 1 month or 2 months, whatever it is. He keeps himself silent. So the problem is he feels that he has no emotions left. So I don't feel much connected with the family and the children, even to his wife.
He is apathetic. He is apathetic. He is behaving like a robot. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
He's a robot. Okay. Now, as I have been telling, okay, the role of a counselor or a therapist is like a cinema director. Okay. And once you assume charge and tell him, he will start listening. But we should have with confidence. First, ask the person to laugh, then to show anger. These two things they can do. And in Bharatanatyam, there are navarasas are there. Compassion, okay, stealth, cruelty, like that. Navarasas are there. And they may not know, but you act like a dance master. You act and do like this, smile like this, shout like this. Then he will decrease. What has happened? He is frozen because he is afraid to show his emotions in the real life. But it's a protected area in the center, okay, where the counseling room. Ask him to decrease, okay, laugh in a crazy manner, okay, laugh in a gentle manner, just smile, then make a noisy laughter, okay, and cry without opening the mouth, and then cry with opening the mouth, and look as if expressing love, expressing jealous, all the navarasas. Perhaps you can get trained by a dance master. Okay. The navarasas are shown in the films and they change from one to another. This is a skill which was given to people who learned Bharatanatyam in the ancient days. So they knew how to move into various emotions, the facial muscles, etc. They were acting. But here it is not there because they were vexed with their parents or teachers or friends. They have got a stone face. That's the whole problem. But what is to be done? Okay, you can ask them to do it. Stand before a mirror and start changing the emotion, anger, fear, worry, laughter, this, that. Initially, they will struggle because the muscles are frozen. But once they try, it will come. So the human beings are like actors, and you are like a director. So you can direct them to do it and appreciate. Wonderful, you are acting so well, like that. Okay. So initially, the actor or actress will be very shy, but later they become an expert. Okay. I mean, by that you can defreeze because the brain is frozen, the face is frozen. And then it's difficult to deal with them because they are behaving like a robot. Okay. So you can train them. The central job of counseling is training. Okay. If they are trained wrongly in a particular way due to various reasons, you ask them to get trained in the right way, the desirable way. So you play the role of a director, like that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
For that, you should know the director will laugh and show. The director will shout and show. So you should know what is Navarasam. Okay.
Because both the wife and husband are so worried about the second child who is always crazy sometimes and he has some phobias and all. And they have been taking to the counselor and everything, they are doing it, but they are finding it helpless because they didn't find much change in the child.
What
In
is the
spite of
phobia?
the,
What is the phobia?
he has a borderline autism, sir. Extremely, he cannot socialize with anyone.
Okay. Now, what I suggest is remove all the labels.
No,
Whatever
that
we
is
have
what
studied,
they have said. That is why I'm asking.
whatever we have studied in the class, in the textbook, remove it. What is needed, you make the child to do it. The child will learn to do it. So we are going by jargons and labels, and that is our own problem. We have
Yes, sir,
got
that is
mental
true. That is true. Yeah.
block. Okay, you just treat, because keep all your known knowledge away, and then start creating a program for this child. Like that you can develop thousands of programs, provided you keep away your theory, whatever you have seen in black and white. That was written wherever, whoever has written, forget it, and train. You can do it. Only then you become a creative psychologist. Like that, it will work.
I already gave them the socialization technique to say hello to 5 people and then 10 people and then everything.
That's good.
But
That's good.
the child is not ready to take the initiation. So that is making them feel vexed.
Okay.
Even if they want to try a new taste of the food, for many years he has been taking only the grains, the nutri-grains like things. He doesn't like to taste any new thing. To make them change to shift to a new taste, that it is taking them for 6 months.
Okay. Now what you do is you have 10 or 12 different fruits. Ask him to take and spit all the 12. Taste, don't eat, spit.
Okay.
When you say to spit, the child will say, I like grapes, I like mango. Then you ask, which do you like? Then the child will say, I like this and this and that, like that. But you say, take banana, it will say no. Ask the child to take dozen fruits, okay? And then ask the child to spit. So it will taste and spit and taste and spit. And the brain knows which is good and which is not okay. Okay. Like that, you can do it.
Okay, sir.
What is saying, centrally, it is only training, it's only problem solving. Any problem can be solved. And you have to think differently. And not believe the printed word. And the printed word may come from the west or from the east. Forget it. Sympathize with the child, sympathize with the parents, because you are the only source who can give the solution to the problem. Okay. Don't think about other.
Sir, one
Thank you,
clarification.
sir.
Yes, please.
Already it is already 8 o'clock now. But
Okay.
see, yesterday one counseling case came to me.
Okay.
They are twins. That girl is studying just 10th class. The boy is also studying 10th class. So 2 minutes elder to the boy, this girl.
Okay.
So gradually she is becoming so lazy at home. Even she is going with a great difficulty at school and coming back. And in 1 or 2 subjects also, she is gradually becoming so dull. And even at just house, even she could not be able to just help her mother, and even to for herself also, that much she has become gradually, she is becoming lazy. Then I just total history of the just in the absence of the parents, I just collected so much of information. Are you just moving out to just either to the playground? Are you moving out to the neighbor's house? Or any of the neighbors' children are coming to your house? Or what are how many friends do you have? What is the class strength in your class? And how many girlfriends you have? Like this total history I just collected. But later, just after giving an appropriate area counseling to that girl, and finally, in her absence, they themselves sent that girl to sit in the car. And with that hesitation also, she went and sat in the car also. But later, these people have revealed gradually she is became, of course, she is also become a little bit just what can I say, obesity also. She has become a little bit stout also, weight also getting increased. But 10th class means their height and weight, I know just, but compared to 10th class age girls, this girl is, I think she's more in weight and height.
Okay.
But what their problem is what to do. Then I suggested, why not you just take this girl every day to that ground, and you just whatever the game she likes, you make her, or just you start playing with that girl for about half an hour every day. I suggested, and they said they are taking out whenever that gentleman is free, but the rest of the days they are not taking out her also. But even at house also, I think she's not at all attending to any of the, she's not helping her mother also. Even for own activities, she feels drowsy, she feels not active. Gradually, she is becoming lethargic. But I read it in the today. I shared this problem to Ramadev also. But today, I just gone through the that what is that Google also. But there, I thought why I just searched the Google. I came to know that some people vaguely told me in one of the pins, one either the boy or the girl, one can become dull and one can become active. But I searched, it was not at all there in the Google also. But it all depends. A little bit of fluctuations will be there either in the case of a girl or a boy. But nowhere it is mentioned. But the problem is this one, sir. But I just suggested the father or the mother, just even I suggested the mother, any of the songs which you like, you just play with your dance with your girl, whatnot, sing your just a little bit, whatever the type of dance, whether it is good one or bad one, at least some stimulations, just you why don't provide her. But she is working in a hospital. She is a nurse. She is also nurse.
Okay.
So I suggest, I have given all these techniques, sir. But is there any other than this? Kindly suggest, sir.
My observation is her age is 15 and she is a girl, and naturally whether she has been sexually abused by someone within the home, among the relatives or outside, that we have to find out. You can directly ask. She may not even reveal to the mother. So basic question which I ask in such cases, whether married or unmarried, I simply ask whether you have been touched or hugged in a way which was not agreeable to you. I ask in Tamil or in mother Hindi or Telugu, okay? Then they say yes. If they say yes, I don't say who. I don't ask when. Okay. Second time, yes, it has happened. Third time, it has happened. So the child is brooding over that. There are two types of brooding. One is she hates such things. Another thing, she longs for such things. Okay. So there is a saying in Tamil, okay, which may be there in Telugu and other languages also. Sudu kanda pune. Pune means cat, which was hurt by heat, like Tenali Rama story. Tenali Rama keeps a hot milk and then it springs out. And after that, even if it is cold milk, it will not touch. In Tenali Rama story. Okay. So, like that, Sudu Kanda Pune. And the opposite it, okay, they start liking it. They start longing for it. Now, what has happened to the child, we have to find out first. And my behavioral prescription is genital muscle relaxation, which I have already discussed. Contracting the anal muscles, genital muscles, and both muscles 20 times each, counting from 1001 to 1006, 20 trials for each. Anal, genital, for both.
That exercise.
Exercise. And also self-defense, so that you start protecting yourself. Even if the girl likes that experience, once she starts protecting, that craving for that will go away. That's an antidote. She should become self-dependent. For that, self-defense technique will help. These are the two behavioral prescriptions which I would recommend to a young girl or a married person or unmarried person, whoever like that. Because they are ashamed to share even with the mother or father. And once you give all this, they will start sharing with the therapist. They will say, this is what happened. We don't want details. We want only number, the frequency, how many times, 2, 3, 4. Okay, stop it. But the person thinks it should happen again because they like it. Or they say it should not happen because they are afraid. Okay. But in either case, you teach them self-defense and things will be all right.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Welcome.
Shall we close, sir?
Yes, please do.
Yeah, just what I request the participants, kindly, today happened to be this 24th session, and we are giving you one more than a week days gap. Meanwhile, what I request you, you just submit your per day, 9th session onwards till today, two cases which you like. We have discussed more than 4 or 5 cases also in each session. So I think today by tomorrow we are completing uploading also this up to 24th by tomorrow by afternoon. So this updated just everything you can see in this YouTube, and listen carefully, write down 2 cases stepwise as our connections are suggested, and you write down and submit 2 cases in whatever the formats we have given to you. We have kept twice in our WCOP Family Counseling WhatsApp. Just you write down and submit it to 1 hour before, say just 1 week. Later, once all the records we have come down, collected, goes to the our course coordinator, Professor Ashok. Then with the consent of date with our Professor Ganesh sir, we will go for valedictory. And next, what to be done, we will announce it later. Right. So kind of you. Now, Ramadevi, very brief, just a conclusion. Thanks to our Ganesh sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Can you please share any one of your poetries, sir, please?
Poetry?
Yes, sir. Anyone, just will be happy.
May I know who is asking?
Sir, this is Sudharani, sir.
So that was the end of our training for 3 months. So it's a little sad to say that it has come to an end. So on behalf of WCOP, I would like to thank Ganeshan sir for his selfless service and seamless service to for the benefit of the counselors, and taking out valuable time in spite of his busy schedules and training sessions in his own clinic. So I would like to thank from the bottom of the heart Vedagir Ganeshan sir, because he is a plethora of solutions. His motto is, for every problem there is a solution. Only thing is we have to look in a different way, creative way. We have to be like a crime inspector. All these things motivates us really and build confidence in us as a trainers. So I feel I'm still at the first step. So every time, whatever I learn, I'm at the first step, so that I can move forward again and again. So thank you so much, sir, from the bottom of the heart, on behalf of WCOP and all the participants present here, and who have been getting trained since 3 months. So, I would also like to thank the pillar and the chariot of the WCOP, Professor VJR, sir. So, who has been very active and leading the WCOP in creating awareness, trainings to all the people around the India. And I would like to thank Lakshman sir for his for his presence, and also all the chairpersons, special invitees who have been present and gave their valuable messages to all the participants. So I would like to thank Ashok sir for coordinating the program, and I would like to thank all the participants who are learning since 3 months. Thank you so much, sir.